Welcome to the Horror and Gore Horror Movie Podcast. It's your host, Dakota. I'm always here and joined by my best friends and co-hosts, Lyndsey and Goobs. What's up, guys? How are you doing? Goobs, I'll let you go first.
I'm good. I'm good. It's a good night, good day. So happy to be here. How are you?
I'm doing good. What about you, Lyndsey?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here with both of you. I missed you guys this week. We didn't hang out much this week, so I'm ready to get into it and talk about some movies.
Okay, guys, with that being said, um, let's talk about what we have watched this week or crocheted. Lyndsey, I'm going to let you go first because it looks like you've been doing some crocheting
I
from your social
have.
media.
And by the time you are listening to this, I've had a full shop restock. So that's actually happening Tuesday morning, the same time that our podcast is going live. So I'm really looking forward to finally sharing some stuff with you. I'm working on Frankenstein right now. If you are watching the video, you can see him behind me. So yes, I crocheted a lot. This week I watched a lot of reality TV and documentaries. So I'm going to skip over those and just talk about the movies. I watched Hatchet. I watched The Toxic Avenger. Um, I watched Some Like It Hot, which is my favorite Marilyn Monroe movie. Not a horror movie, but I love it. Um, and I watched the series Adolescence on Netflix and highly recommend it. It spiked my anxiety, so you know it's good. Um, and then I watched Trap for the first time.
Trap
That's
like M. Night Shyamalan's Trap?
hmm yes.
Let's go!
I didn't love it as much as you loved it, Dakota. I saw your rating, but it was okay. So that's my movie list for the week.
I love Trap. Goobs,
Hell
have you
yeah.
seen Trap?
Yeah. I'm on the side that liked it.
Yes, go. So, Goobs, what about you? What have you watched this week?
I haven't watched too much. I watched a short film from our friend over on TikTok known as director Patrick. His new short film, The Path, which is going to be at Panic Fest. So shout out to him. It was phenomenal, and in about 7 minutes, it was anxiety filled and just a great time. So shout out to him. Um, I watched a Jurassic City. Now, you ever been on the way home wanting McDonald's? So you ask your parents, hey, can we go to McDonald's? And they say, no, we got McDonald's at the house. Well, this is like asking for Jurassic Park and them saying we got Jurassic Park at the house because this is absolutely terrible.
Yes.
It is the most horrendous CGI dinosaurs, but I'd recommend giving it a watch because it is just that bad that it might be good. I don't know.
Goobs told me how bad it was, so I had to watch it immediately. Trash, but yeah, trash.
Uh, and then I watched a movie called The Ruck March, which is a found footage film uh, written and directed by Michael Rock, who is involved with the Tahoe Joe franchise. That was a fun watch. And then What Happened to Dorothy Bell? And that movie is super terrifying and proves that old people are terrifying as well. But that's my short list for this week.
Goobs hates
Okay.
old people.
I love how your TikTok starts. I know I might get canceled for this, but I hate old people. That's that laugh. I'm
Just
like,
they I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't hate me.
To be fair, I don't think you said I hate old people, but you said they were terrifying or something like that.
I did say she's old and she could fuck off. So it
okay. So, for my watches this week, let's get right into it. First of all, I didn't, straight after the podcast last week, Lindsay, Colby, and them told me I have to watch Jurassic Park, so I watched it.
Finally!
Finally.
finally.
Then after that, I got on Netflix. Then I watched The Electric State. That's a movie. the Russo brothers need to go back to the MCU and start making more Marvel movies. That's what I will say about that. Um, then we watched Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's version. I finally gave it a rating. It's 5 out of 5. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You had to
Then
think
after
on
that,
that 5 out of 5.
I knew Zack Snyder made another horror movie, a zombie horror movie. Then I watched Army of the Dead. I gave it three and a
Okay.
half. It's long. That movie is long.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they haven't put a director's cut out for that, like several director's cuts for all his other movies. It might be in the netherworld somewhere. But after watching it, I kind of want to see if they're gonna make Planet of the Dead though, because they do set it up for that. After that, speaking of Mr. M. Night Shyamalan, I finally watched The Village.
I love
Hell
The
yeah.
Village.
I do love The Village. At first, I'm like, okay, am I going to get into this? But I'm gonna go on the ramble about The Village. I love Trap. I've seen 3 M. Night movies. I've
Mhm.
seen Trap, Knock at the Cabin, and The Village. I love Trap and I love The Village. It's tied between that. Like Knock at the Cabin's it's just really like generic like apocalypse movie.
Yeah.
But Walking Phoenix and Bryce Dallas Howard is so good in this. Bryce Dallas Howard. So what's so weird is that when M. Night was making this movie, when he wrote these 2 parts, Kristen Dunst was supposed to be Ivy in the movie,
Okay.
but she turned it down. Like she was casted, she turned it down, and Bryce Dallas Howard got it. But it seemed like her role was written for her, but M. Night already written the role. But Joaquin Phoenix's role was already written for him. M. Night wanted him for that role because he already worked with him on Signs,
Yeah.
so he knew that he wanted him in that role. But for the role of Noah, played by Adrian Brody, this is interesting. So the castings for this was, I don't remember all of them, but I remember Thomas Jane was one of them. But that's weird because Thomas Jane's like in his 50s at the time, and Noah's like this younger guy, and the other was Hayden Christensen, which I think would have been perfect because even though I think because you see the side of Noah that is a little bit crazy, like especially once you get into like the second half of The Village. And of course, have you guys both seen The Revenge of the Sith?
Yes.
Star
Yes,
Wars.
but
Of course, when Hayden Christensen, like when he goes from Anakin like to Darth Vader, like that evil type, I think he could actually done. I like Adrian Brody in the role, but if they didn't have Adrian Brody in it, I think Hayden Christensen would have been better in it.
Yeah.
it's fair.
But that's such a good movie. Then after that, I rewatched Mickey 17 finally with Mom.
Did she like it?
She did not like the movie.
No.
Not mom approved.
So if you two want to watch it, or anybody wants to watch it, it releases the day this episode drops on digital, so you guys can rent it or buy it on digital. Then after that, for my final movie this week, me, Mom, and Dad went to go to the movies on Saturday,
Hmm.
and we saw Novocaine.
Did you all enjoy it?
Oh, it's my third best movie of the year
Good.
out of 23. I love that movie. It's brutal. Like going into it, I thought it was gonna be a little bit brutal, but no, this is brutal like a horror movie.
Hmm.
There were some things that it was like I normally don't like grimace during like an action movie. There were some points I was grimacing in this.
Yeah.
So I think probably trigger warnings. Yeah, trigger warnings if you like don't like nails, like if fingernails ripping off and that stuff. It's like it gets into the elements. And like bones breaking and showing it gets into that. It gets into that violent. But Jack Quaid's good in it. Then
He's a cutie.
Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son, plays in it, and he's really good
Yeah.
in it also. But that is it for my movie watches this week. But
Wait,
let's
hold
get
on.
okay. Once you got something.
Now that you brought up your watches, I want to say my favorite thing I watched this week was watching Dakota watch Jurassic Park for the first time. That was amazing. That's one of my favorite movies to share with people for the first time. So, like, just seeing him locked into it, that felt good. So, I'm glad you finally watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was because what we have, if there was anything big this week, have you guys done anything big this week? That's what's the next thing we're gonna get into.
Hmm.
Have you guys done anything big, or I know you mentioned about your shop dropping soon.
Hmm. Yep.
For me, my theater got IMAX in the
Ooh,
theater,
Oh, yeah.
that's
so
big news.
there's a lot of movies, especially regular movies, horror movies. So like if you think Sinners, the
Hmm.
new I, I was about to say Ryan
Ryan
Johnson.
Coogler.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. Vampire movie is going to be in IMAX. Final Destination Bloodlines is in IMAX.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth is in IMAX. So a lot of these,
Dinosaurs.
so a lot of these horror movies. Not only that, like Superman. Like once I found out they were having IMAX, like the way Superman looks right now, I can't wait for that. Especially Final Destination, because I think I was going to try to see Sinners. Was like if I had to go down to another theater like an hour away, I was going to see that. But Final Destination was the one I thought I was never going to see in IMAX, and I have the chance now to see that in IMAX, and I am so excited because that's the first ever Final Destination movie that's actually going to be in IMAX.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Oh, I can't wait. We're going to try to see Snow White. Like they're snowing. What the fuck? Showing Snow White right now in it. Um, so I'm gonna try to see that. It's so loud. The mirrors in the restroom were shaking when they were doing the intro. That's
Dang.
how loud it is.
Dang.
So I'm excited for that. We finally got that. Gonna be going to the theater a lot more often now. But
Nice.
let's get into our movie news this week because we accept 5 things. We got 6. So Goobs, let's start out with like the top movie news this week. So do you want to start off this week?
Our movie news?
Yeah,
Yes.
me and your
Yes.
movie
Do
news.
it. Do
Me.
it. Do it.
Okay. Well, myself as well as Dakota are actually doing remote press coverage for a found footage film festival called Unnamed Footage Festival. And it's a huge found footage, only found footage. It's feature length films as well as short films. And it's all based around the horror genre. And found footage is my favorite subgenre of horror. And this is the first time for myself, and I think the first time for Dakota doing remote coverage as well. So it's a pretty big deal for both of us, and it's cool that we can do it together.
Yes. I'm so proud of both of you. That's amazing.
So like Goose was saying, this is my first ever like film festival, like attending like even like remote or person.
Hmm.
This is my second one I signed up for. Like last year I tried to sign up for remote for Fantastic Fest and didn't get into it, but I learned a lot how like the sign up process and stuff, so that actually helped me out with this one. But this is the start of just something special for me because we are literally about 180 or 70 something days away from Fantastic Fest. And that's the goal. That is my like if you want to talk about this year's end game, that's my
Hmm.
end game is to
Hmm.
be in Austin, Texas by the time September hits. And this is the first step because they look at a lot of people and by especially by the way they people know people like they know Chuck and like Chuck knows all of us. They know Colby, Seth, and all of them. So we got that. But they also look at what you have attended. So groups like me and you, where we attend this will help us try to get into that one because they know that we actually have done a film festival. And like any others, like I know Fantasia is coming up soon. And this is going to help us try to get into Fantasia. So this is just the little stepping stones of what we're trying to do to build not only us as content creators, but us like going to these film festivals and seeing these films early and getting the word out to people.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, I'm super thrilled and just happy, and it's a great time.
I can't wait to watch some of these films. I know you have watched some. I haven't watched any, but I'm ready to go full steam ahead this week and try to watch as many as possible.
Hell yeah.
But then after that, let's get into our main top 5 movie news. That was just a special. That was me and Goop's little special moment right there
Yes.
that we wanted to share with you guys. I'm gonna try to do a little bit some of this a little bit different this week. So you know how I normally just share all the movie news? I'm gonna let us go one at a time and share the movie news with each of the people. And if you guys watch the video, you just see Lindsay's expression.
You just scared me. You can't do that. I have anxiety.
Lyndsay, I'll let you go first. It's the easiest one.
What is it?
It's the Toxic Avenger teaser trailer.
Dakota, you're the one. You're the one. Please lead the way.
Okay.
I'm not prepared.
Okay.
Next week, I got you.
It's never prepared. Okay, so me and Goobs can bounce back and forth on this one.
All right.
I will start out, Goobs. So we got the Toxic Avenger, like a full teaser trailer this week. This thing's gnarly. This thing's so fucking gnarly. You got there. This is like the third like snippet we got of this movie. We got one when the first was released in Fantastic Fest. It showed the guy's jaw being taken off. That one I knew, so I already seen that scene. We got Peter Dinklage's Toxie actually in live action, like footage of him now.
Mhm.
So I really enjoy this, and it's campy as fuck. It's campy as cheesy.
It's way over the top.
Goops, how you feel about this teaser trailer?
Oh, dude, it was perfect. It's super over the top. It's gonna be super gory. I know that was a lot of the reason why it didn't get distribution, because it's that over the top and it's going to be that gnarly. And I'm glad that with the success of Terrifier 3 and everything like that, and Cineverse being able to say, hey, we can distribute this and actually get a theatrical release and do good. I'm fucking stoked.
Okay, Goops, you got the next piece of news.
I just want to say I couldn't have said any of that. I wouldn't have known.
I know, Lindsay, you watched the first one, right?
I did. I watched the first one this week. Yeah.
Is it brutal and campy?
Very campy. Yeah. It's enjoyable though. I liked it. I'm excited about the new one.
Me too. So, Goops, what's our next piece of news?
So the next piece of news is that there's some new news in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre realm. There is rumors of a new film coming out where Glenn Powell wants to be the leading man, and JT Molnar is the director. And you're going to have to fill me in because I forgot what he directed prior.
Strange Darling.
Yes. And Strange Darling is freaking gnarly. I know Dakota hasn't seen it quite yet, but the way that he's able to tell stories, at least in that film, and how he was able to direct it with his storytelling was phenomenal. And I mean, Glenn Powell is like the new it guy. So, I mean, anything I can see with that guy in it, I'm down for.
So for me, for this, there's only 2 Texas Chainsaw movies I like out of all the ones I watch, and that's TCM 74 and TCM 03.
Those are the only 2 I've seen.
That's the only 2 I like. I haven't seen 2. I haven't seen the Next Generation. I haven't seen the New Beginning or Leatherface, that prequel.
Yeah.
But this excites me. One, I haven't seen Strange Darling, but I heard JT Molnar is really going it. The only thing I wish, because from the trailers look absolutely incredible. The cinematography does. They need to bring who is it? Giovanni Ribisi in to do the cinematography for it. because
Yeah.
because if he can do that, the Texas Chainsaw, you gotta get grimy, you gotta get dirty, and I think he could do that. But the thing that really has me real excited is Mr. Glenn fucking Powell wants to be not only in this movie but also produce it. And I think there's two things. I think one, he wants to dip his toes into the horror realm, and two, he is from Texas, so he
Yes.
can get down with that Texas lore and that Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I know Hitman went to Netflix. This one, if they do make it, does not need to be on Netflix. It needs to be put straight into a theater. Because I think even though it's a horror movie, if Glenn Powell's attached to it, I think non-horror fans would actually go see this thing just to see him on the screen to see what he can do in a horror movie.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
You know who I think should play Goobs? He's from Texas.
I am. And
That-
I am traditionally a fat guy, and Leatherface has always been a bigger guy, and I can wave a chainsaw around.
Do it.
That's all we
Goobs-
Don't
need.
mess with Goobs. Don't mess with Texas. He'll
Goobs-
chainsaw your ass.
Goops, how you feel that you be chasing Glenn Powell around with the chainsaw?
I mean, I'm gonna get outran. That's just how it's gonna be. But for that little bit, I can be intimidating
You just gotta wait for him to trip.
because they will do that.
Yep.
It's Glenn Powell. It's Glenn Powell. I don't know if he would trip. He might just float on there.
Right?
But for our next piece of movie news, some movie release dates have been moved around, so I'm gonna go through the movies and the new release dates because
Okay.
there's been a lot. And this is just like Warner Brothers has done like a lot, but I'm just going to go through the horror realm of these. So Flowerville Street, which is a new mystery, like I think horror, with David Robert Mitchell, the director of It Follows, and being produced by J.J. Abrams, has been bumped from March 20th or delayed from March 13th, 2026 to not January, but August 14th, 2026. And it says the film has been described as a thrill ride, and recent rumors suggest it might involve dinosaurs.
All right. You have my interest.
And
Listening?
okay, so I'm gonna leave the one that pisses me off right at the end. So we got three. So this is the second one. Weapons from director Zach Krieger is now releasing in theaters this year instead of January. It was supposed to be released on January 16th, 2026, the same day as 28 years later, The Bone Temple, which I knew it was either going to get delayed because they're not going to compete with 28 years later. It's actually been moved up to August 8th, 2025. So we're less than like 150 days now from this movie being released.
Yeah.
Which, as you guys have, if you guys listen to in our past episodes, we were talking about him actually have two movies released in a year. Now it's being released a year apart from each other. So it's about a year and a month from this until his Resident Evil movie. Then the last one, which this really pisses me off. Previously scheduled for September 2025, Maggie Gyllenhaal's Bride of Frankenstein movie, The Bride, is now releasing in theaters on March 6, 2026.
Dang.
So it's being delayed a whole 6 months now to March of next year.
It's less than a year away now.
It's just the point, I think, they released the stills over a year ago of Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale as the
Mhm.
bride and Frankenstein. So I was looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being attached with Maggie Gyllenhaal and even Jake being in it. And I think she can get Jake because I heard she's a great director. And you got Christian Bale on board, which I like Christian Bale. And Jessie Buckley was good at men. So I'm on board for that. And I think where Jake is in her movie, and being her brother, she can know how to pull a great performance out of her brother. So I was really looking forward to this. But
I'm
I
probably
don't
the
know.
last person my brother would listen to, but
I don't know because there's been a whole bunch of movies. Like even there was one movie like the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie. We didn't get nothing about except this week, like a teaser trailer. Like that's not a horror movie. The new movie he has with Leo, but it's
Yeah.
going to that release date now. Except March is moving to that slot, and it was being rumored that was supposed to be delayed to next year. So Warner Brothers is just changing everything around that they have right now.
Yeah. I wonder if it has anything to do with Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein that's coming out in December. You know what I mean? Having two
Could be.
kind of in the same realm coming out
Same
kind of close to
universe.
each other, but I don't know. I don't know what these movie execs think half the time. I don't think they know what they're thinking half the time.
There was two things. I was thinking they don't want to compete with Guillermo del Toro's,
Mhm.
or which I don't know why you think of this, because if you move this to get out of this situation, you're probably right back into a worse situation, and it's the Oscars. I think this movie, they think they can get some Oscar talk for it, but this is the best year because next year, where you're moving it, you have to compete against the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's new movie,
Yeah.
and do Messiah. And those two are going to be the top competitors to win like a lot of these Oscars. And it's releasing
for
earlier
sure.
in there, even though it's got above it. Like, for example, I forgot what movie. Like how they did with Dune last year. They played it at the beginning of March, even though it's got that. It kind of hurts movies, I think, to be put out earlier than later, because by the time it gets to the Oscars, everyone forgets about a lot of that movie.
Yeah. Same thing with Furiosa. It kind of came out at the beginning of the year as well and didn't get nothing.
Yeah. Or like even Challengers.
That- So, um,
But Goops, what's
so,
our next piece of news?
so the next piece of news is that if you know me and also just kind of our group, you know we are big Hell House LLC fans. And there is a new one called Hell House Lineage scheduled to come out this year. I can't remember the exact release date, but they went and released some still footages for the upcoming movie. And unlike the others that are found footage, they are stepping away from that and doing your traditional style of film. And if anybody can pull off going from found footage, which everybody's used to and loves, with the Hell House franchise, I think Stephen Cognetti is the one that's going to be able to do it and have that transition where it's still going to be phenomenal. And the still photo of fucking Carmichael himself with his back turned and shit,
Mhm. Just
fucking
in the chair.
terrifying.
Mhm.
Just in the chair.
Just
So
chilling.
this movie's gonna be fucking terrifying,
Yeah.
just like all the other ones. So
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
I think the stills lend to how these movies are very simple but very effective. Like they're terrifying without really being much. And like that picture, it's just the back of him sitting in a chair, just chilling. Shouldn't be scary, but scary as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
and
excited.
I would
and
say
the
something,
other,
but I haven't seen any of the other movies though.
You'll
I
get
was
there.
gonna
You'll get
say
there.
the carnivals. There's a still of a carnival shot where they're in front of like a carnival
Oh
game.
yeah.
Like it's just it plays within that clown theme, and it just. I think it's all just going to gel well, and I'm actually excited to see what this movie would be outside of found footage, even though I think
Yeah.
some parts within this franchise is more amplified because of it being found footage and why
I
it's a
agree.
little bit more scary and intense. But I'm
Mhm.
excited to see where they go with this.
Yeah. I think there's no chance I won't like it because I love Hell House. But yeah, I'm interested to see the transition.
And this is the first one they're going to try to put into theaters. Steven wants this one in theaters.
Yes, that's also. I think with the following that they have and with the success that they've had throughout, and kind of like the cult following, it's
Yeah.
gonna it's going to do good. And with it not, and that's maybe why they're going away from found footage and going traditional style, so they can get a more
Branch out.
successful
Yeah.
theatrical run, because found footage ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
That's you know, but maybe that's why they're doing the traditional.
Speaking of found footage,
So before
Oh,
I'm gonna say this before our last two pieces of news, because I got another one which is pretty interesting that you guys didn't know about. I just got this like 2 days ago and just popped into my head. But before I get to those new pieces of news, I think, or two pieces of news, not new pieces of news.
that too.
They are new. I
New
think
news.
it depends on if they're doing a theatrical release or wide release off the success of Clown in the Cornfield.
I was just getting ready to say I'm very much so in my clown era. Like I've learned I like and I'm terrified of clown movies. I'm listening to Clown in a Cornfield. I'm excited about that movie coming out. I'm excited about Hell House Lineage. Like we're very much so in a clown heavy era right now. Circus of the Dead 2. Like we're clowning it up. It's a circus over here.
Yes.
So for our second to last piece of news, Saw 11, fucking Saw 11, has reportedly been canceled. Reportedly, it's not been official yet. It's reportedly been canceled, and I'm gonna have a little bit of a theory. I'm thinking that this thing is not canceled. I'm thinking it's not. I think this is just a whole bunch of shit that Lionsgate has put out there, and they're filming this thing and not telling anybody. So there's no leaks come out. There's no stills, because I'm looking on Instagram. If this thing was deleted, the Instagram would have took that release date off their bio, and that release date is still on that bio. And they would have posted something about this being canceled or something, or Lionsgate, like, because they normally do that. And there's been nothing about this.
Hear me
So
out.
I'm thinking that's what they're doing.
What if the movie was canceled and that Instagram guy who's running the Instagram page was just like, fuck it, I'm not going to update the Instagram anymore? Like, that might not mean anything. That guy's out the door. He's on to the next job.
Or the second thing is that this thing is canceled. Because, and I talked about this with Colby and them on another episode. Who's been doing remakes right now? Who's in talks to do remakes right now for Lionsgate?
Tell us.
The big house that everyone don't like right now.
Blumhouse.
Oh, it's Blumhouse.
So
The big house.
So people are wondering if one producer wants to stay on course with Saw 11, the other producer wants to reboot the thing with Blumhouse. Which is kind of okay. I love Blumhouse, but it's so stupid to reboot Saw through them. One, they go dim and down. And two, who are you gonna pick as fucking John Kramer? Tobin Bell is literally John Kramer. You can't pick anybody else to be John Kramer.
Right. And I can't remember the last like R-rated horror movie that Blumhouse has done. And you can't do a PG-13 Saw.
No.
You know what I mean?
Let me think of the last. So what have we got from Blumhouse? We got Wolfman. Wolfman was rated R.
Oh, well, that's not a very good starting point.
Okay, they're most okay. To be honest, it gets brought up every episode. The most brutal movie since for rated R has been Halloween Kills. If you wanted to do that,
yeah.
Finds a way.
Ends Kills in 2018 is the last like brutal. Like Black Phone, you barely get anything. Exorcist Believer, there's not that much stuff. It can get gnarly, but it's not that gnarly as that original. And that's about it, because Night Swim was nothing. Imaginary must have had that, a lot of blood. What else came out last year from them? Oh fuck, there was another.
Afraid. Was it Afraid?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Afraid to have fucking nothing in it.
No, the Smart House from Disney Channel.
Smart House from Disney Channel.
That's what that movie was basically.
That's literally, and the only two that they got three left this
Yeah.
year, and that's Megan 2, which I don't even know if that's rated R or PG-13. Drops PG-13. Woman in the Yard's PG-13, even though that kind of looks like gnarly a little bit and a little bit more scary than PG-13. And the Black Phone 2's releasing at the end of the year.
Yeah.
The only movie I think that they could push the limits with the gore and the scare factor is in March 13th of next year on Friday the 13th, when Mike Flanagan gets to release his Exorcist reboot with him.
Yeah.
But
I think exorcisms
Blumhouse,
are always scary.
but Blumhouse Saw do not equal each other. Saw Twisted Pictures equal each other,
Yeah.
which it gets me
Definitely.
because who's the two damn producers on this? Because technically, I always thought it was Lee Winnell and James Wan.
Yeah, I don't know the
And I don't see them going conflicts with each other trying to do that. I know Lee Winnell has
right.
been like towards Blumhouse, but after the because I've been hearing that Blumhouse kind of like did his Wolfman movie a little bit wrong. They took like some parts that he wanted in it, so I don't see them doing that if that it's them two. And plus,
Right.
unless if it's that because James Wan is paired with Blumhouse.
Yeah.
If he's the one that wants to do it, and then Lee Winnell was like, "Nah, they kind of like screwed me over with like my Wolfman movie. I kind of don't want to do it then."
Yeah. We shall see. I enjoyed Saw 10. I'm not even gonna lie. I like that one. And I was excited to see what they were gonna do and how they were gonna continue it, but also sometimes it may just better to be left off on a high note.
True.
But
I just want to see Hoffman one more time.
yeah.
But with our last piece of news, I think you two will go really like this, and especially people of the Conjuring franchise. So, Conjuring 4, there has been some details leaked about the movie. So, the case that they're doing is going to be the Smurl family case. And the Smurl family case is one of the most scariest cases in the United States. More scarier than the Conjuring house. So this family was like, I think it was like 70s or 80s. It's kind of like your poltergeist, your amityville horror, from your simple just knocking shit over to shit becoming very violent. And people have seen test screens for this, and they said this is the best and scariest out of all four of them.
Hmm.
And that's hard to like believe a little bit because I think two is the most. I think it's the best and scariest of them all. Especially in
First
two,
two are
like I saw the clip the other day. It scared the shit out of me when I went to bed that night. You know when the corner of when Valak steps around and just like smiles at like a Vera Farmiga's character in The Conjuring 2 scares the shit out of me. It's giving me goosebumps right now thinking about that. That's how much that shit scares me. Then they produced those two fucking piece of shit movies, but that's what that's just what I want to talk about for the Conjuring. How do you guys feel about that? Because I think you both have seen the Conjuring 1 and 2, right?
Mm-mm.
You haven't?
no.
No, don't
Well, have
judge
you
me.
seen either one? Well, you haven't seen either one.
No.
Oh, I love the Conjuring 2. Conjuring 2, great. They're both
They're
my
good.
top 10.
Yeah. It's your style. It's like possession
Yeah, I'm sure I like
and
it. I just haven't seen it.
haunted house.
Hmm.
But guys, with that being said, let's get into our main topic of the episode. Let's get into the meat of the episode. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about found footage. That's going to be our main topic. So we're not going to do a ranking. We're just going to go right into it. We're going to pop off each of the movie, talk about a little bit, bring up a conversation. So, Lyndsey, I'll let you go first.
Okay. My first movie is Late Night with the Devil. This is a possession horror where there's a failing late night talk show. And they decide to have a Halloween night special, sort of as a ratings boost. And like any talk show, there are a group of kooky guests, and they all sort of intertwine to tell this story of when all hell breaks loose live on TV one night in the 70s. And I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible because I really love this movie. And anyone who hasn't seen it, I want you to go see it. I believe you've both seen it. So feel free to chime in. But first of all, this is very visually pleasing. I love anything retro, like vintage 1970s. The lead actor who plays Jack, the talk show host, he's so handsome and charming, and like you are cheering for him in the beginning of this, and just like you're wanting this show to be a success. And I feel like this, if this show were real, it's something I would have tuned in and watched. Like it looked that fun. But yeah, it's one of my favorite things about this is that the practical effects themselves felt very vintage as well. Like they felt like you were watching a tape from 45 years ago and like what those practical effects would have looked like. So I enjoyed it. I think that's all my notes on it. I don't want to give too much away, but it, yeah. I loved Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites from last year. And David Desmelchin did such a phenomenal job in the lead role. I want him in so many more lead roles.
Yeah.
And would love to see more. And yeah, that movie was just so aesthetically pleasing, and how it would go from the found footage style to then just it was just so perfect. I really enjoyed.
Funny without being like cheesy funny. Like it was funny because you were watching a talk show. Yeah, but also was absolutely terrifying in some ways. So it was a good movie.
I really liked Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
I think, dude, I don't know if I'm in my top 10 of last year, but it's a really good movie. It's haunting. The ending is weird. Like, my brother watched it and he texted me, he's like, that ending is so fucking weird to that movie. I'm like, yeah, it is. And it's the whole tie of everything together. We're getting into spoiled territory with this.
Okay.
The stuff where he's actually in the cult.
Yeah.
And like he sold his soul to the devil for this fame, but it cost him his wife. And like she's like technically it's her, but it's like the demon of the like the little tree thing they had. So fucking weird. And her face like splitting open and just like taking everything out. That last part, I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch?
That was crazy. The worms.
And the worms were terrible.
This was showing in my theater. I'm mad I actually didn't get to see this thing. I think I watched this about a month after it released on Shudder.
Yeah, same.
But I wish I saw this in theaters after watching it right there.
My favorite thing that the demon chanted, or whatever, the demon girl, when she said, Jack and June went up the hill to fuck each other's brains out.
There was so much. So when I thought of this, I thought of two things, and it comes from the same franchise. The Exorcist TV show, where they interview Reagan and Chris on the TV show. That reminded me of this interview that Jack had with the doctor and the girl. And that line reminds me of Reagan so much in the first Exorcist movie, of her vulgar shit that comes out of her mouth.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I was chanting that for like days afterwards.
So, Goobs, what is your first found footage movie on your list?
So the first one, like when we said that we were going to discuss found footage, this one came right to mind, and it is Creep from 2014, starring Mark Duplass. Now, this is about a videographer who answers a Craigslist ad for a dying man to have himself video recorded and documented in his last days on this earth. And this is one of the most like minimalistic style movies, but it's so fucking unsettling. Mark Duplass did and has done this Creep franchise. There's 2 movies and then the series. It's all done with him and I believe his brother, and they do it all independently, and they have full creative range. And what's cool about it is a lot of the things that he said, it's all ad lib. It's all I can't think of the word right now, but it's all spontaneous and whatnot. Yeah, it's all a lot of improv that goes into it. But when you see this guy in the film, when you first meet him, you're just like, it's just this guy that's, unfortunately dying. He wants to just have his last few days of peace and whatnot. And then there's just this dial of fucking madness that starts to get cranked up. And he goes from like this normal, oh, woe is me, let's feel sad for him, to this guy's a fucking nut job. And it'll make you not want to answer any job posting ads online anymore.
It's on my list. I haven't seen it, so
I believe they're still on Netflix.
I think they are. Are they on Netflix or are they on Shudder now? Because the Creep tapes are on Shudder.
Yeah, Creep is still on Netflix, but the Creep tapes are on Shudder, which
I have both.
Also great news. They renewed that for a 2nd season, so we're getting more, which I'm very excited for.
And Shudder has its hands on it, and they can add to the budget now also.
Yeah, but they still get creative reign, and they basically are running the show. They just get backed by Shudder, which is great.
I think that was one thing they agreed, and Shudder told me you got it, because I think when they were looking at all the studios from I think they were really trying to go with the Peacock thing because, of course, Blumhouse has done both of the movies with Universal. So they were really trying to get on there, but of course, Universal was like, we won't give you the full control like Jason Blum and them did with you guys. But then Shudder told them, we could give you the money for this first season. If it's success, we'll renew it. We're going to give the budget for you to do the second season better. And we'll let you have full control. And that's when they took the deal.
Yeah. It's fantastic. I recommend that one because it's not overly violent. It's not overly brutal, but it's very unsettling and very, very creepy.
I haven't watched either one of them.
Perfect.
But I know the jump scare at the end of the first one because I was watching a Dead Meats, like the kill count videos. That shit shared. That shit scared me. That shit scared me. Watching that kill count.
It's good, man. Like I said, both of them are great, and the series is just as good. So that was the first thing that came to my mind.
I definitely want to watch those 2 movies. Do you think there will ever be a third one where they're making this series, or do you think they're going to just do the series?
I was hoping for another movie, but I think with the success of the show, I think they may just stick with another season and see how it goes. Because in the series, you dive a little deeper into the character himself, Peach Fuzz / Mark Duplass. You dive deep into his upbringing kind of thing. So I don't want to go too far into it, but you learn more about him that you didn't know in the movies. So they may be just trying like an origin type thing, but I want it all. Movie, show.
Movies.
So for my first found footage movie, I'm going to go with one that was just released last month. And this is Jason Zink's Looky Loo. This movie is absolutely terrifying. You want to lock your car doors. You want to lock your house doors. You want to check every fucking crevice you got in your house. Check your fucking trunk. Because this movie is absolutely the most terrifying shit I have ever watched for a found footage movie. This movie, I got so excited, it made me about throw up at the fucking end of it. It got that bad. I had to sit up, pause the movie, take a couple minutes before I watched like the last 10 because I got that anxious from this. And Jason films the whole thing with his producer Nolan and writer. And this is the first part to a whole trilogy they got.
Yeah.
They're filming or just got done filming with number two. Number two, they say, is even more ramped up. Some people have seen the beginning of it and they say it goes hard. And I just can't wait for this, but I know Goobs has seen this. Lyndsey, have you seen this
Yeah.
yet?
Nope.
Um,
Don't
I
ruin it for me.
know it only has a physical release right now. I think Jason and Nolan trying to find a streaming place right now for it. They've been talking around to like several things like Shutter, not Shutter, but like Screenbox, and I think even Tubi. But I think they really want to try to get on Screenbox. So definitely wait for the streaming. But if you want to, Lindsay, go definitely support them. I think I'm gonna put the link down below for you guys that want to watch this, so you can actually go buy you a copy of this from their website. But damn, this movie's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Goops, how do you feel about this one?
Dude, it's fucking realistic. Like, when I first started, I was like, how do these people like not see what's going on? Like, as far as, because he starts out just peeping Tom, that type of thing, but then it just amplifies even more, and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it goes like from the sound of the trilogy, it goes from like a peepee Tom stalker type of person to a full blown out like serial killer right at the end. So it's just the
I'm
process of a man
excited.
going mad and crazy and just doing evil shit.
Yeah.
So Lindsay, what is your second movie you got on your list?
Okay, we already talked about these a little bit, but it wouldn't be found footage if we didn't talk about Hell House. But I want to specifically talk about Hell House LLC, the Carmichael Manor. Now, this is two girlfriends. They travel to the Carmichael Manor to investigate the unsolved murders of the Carmichael family. This is by no means the best movie in the franchise, nor is it my favorite, but it's the one that I think gets my anxiety peaked the most, because it's something I would actually do. Like, this isn't an abandoned building. It's actually set up to be like visited. So this is a nice place that these people decide to spend the night at. And I feel like that's something that I would do with my friends just to like Scooby Doo it up. And because I too am a dumb girl who makes dumb choices sometimes just because my curiosity gets the best of me. So I feel like this is a predicament I would have got myself into. And for that, I don't want to give too much away because Dakota hasn't seen it, but there end up being clowns there. And the thought of being locked somewhere where I think I'm just going to, have a couple little spooky ghost noises maybe and investigate a murder to being locked in with clowns, full body goosebumps. Like, terrifying.
Before Goobs goes and talks, this man over here is a week ago posted a clip on his Instagram of the little like what is the clip of again?
Let me
What are you
see.
It's
talking about?
who is it? It's somebody appearing because the guy is holding the camera and it's down the hallway, and this person's appearing behind the corner. Is it one of the
Yeah,
clowns or is a ghost woman?
it's the hallway scene with the ball.
Oh,
It's yeah. You'll There's that one that really got me, and then the ending bedroom when they're in the bedroom, anxiety to 10.
Wait, how many
Like,
bedroom scenes is there? You got the
I
first
mean,
Hell House
it's
with bedroom, which
it,
I have watched it. That's actually scary as shit. That first one is, and then there's one of this one. That what the fuck?
I'm like
yeah,
tingly all over. So scary.
I
yeah,
just got like a cold chill of goosebumps just talking about that one clip. Like I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen that clip, and after watching those two scenes, like even though I own this box set right here, I'm terrified to put this thing in my PlayStation 5. That's how terrified I am of these movies. I'm terrified of holding this thing actually right now.
yeah.
Don't be silly.
They
You should
are.
watch them. They're good.
Oof.
Are you ready for your
Um,
next one?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Goobs, you
mean,
can go next.
all right. Since we've mentioned this man before, and you are a fan of his work, I have 2015's The Visit by M. Night Shyamalan. Have you seen
I
that one
haven't
yet?
seen it.
No, I was about
Okay.
to watch. I was about to put on this week right after The Village so bad.
So this one is super underrated, in my opinion. It has one of the gnarliest twists, and there's some genuine old people are fucking scary. I will reiterate again. But it basically is about uh, a brother and a sister. Their mom sends them to the kind of like estranged grandparent uh, thing in their farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere while she goes on like a cruise or whatever. And when the kids get picked up, they both notice that just something ain't right with grandma and grandpa. And it continues to go on and go on. There's this one is so fucking there are some comedic tones within it, so it does kind of break up the tension a little bit throughout it. But I really enjoyed this one because it's basically the kid, the brother that's documenting everything and with the found footage style. And you get like this sense of what the fuck would you do in that situation if you were a 12, 13-year-old kid. And it is so good. Let that be your next M. Night Shyamalan watch. It's fucking great.
So, Goops, I haven't seen this, but my brother has, and he told me the ending. He told me what the
Oh,
ending is. But, like, watching the trailers and stuff back now, like, it's still terrifying after you know the ending. It makes it more creepy, I think, a little bit after you know the twist of it.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it's terrifying. Definitely check it out.
I did, like when I was going through like a lot of found footage. I'm like, and I made a found footage. I'm like, oh, it's The Visit. I'm like, okay, we want to watch this thing. I just got so far behind. I'm like, damn, I didn't watch The Visit. But then for my next found footage horror movie, I am going to go with. I'm going to go with my least favorite out of this. Out of the six I have watched, I am going to go with The Gallows.
Okay.
It's been, I think, over about 6 years now since I watched this. I knew when I watched it, it was just not that great. It's about like I think it's these high school kids. You can have you seen it, Goops?
Yeah, it's like
It's
the oh go ahead.
it's about these high school kids. Like something happened a long time ago, and they're trying to bring this ghost back.
So there was a uh a school like pageant kind of thing and whatnot, school play, and they played a prank on one of the kids, and it was supposed to be a prank, but they ended up hanging them. And they after that happened, they go back into school, and yeah, they meet back up with the old friend, but it's like a vengeful haunted house, but it's in a school kind of thing.
Hmm.
It wasn't the best, and I haven't watched that in man years, but it's definitely, if I remember correctly, there were some pretty creepy moments within it. But like I said, it's definitely due for a rewatch.
I think for me, I think what I remember, I think it's like the first like a lot of that movie, besides like the last 10 to 20 minutes, it's actually like the last 10 to 20 minutes is kind of terrifying. But like that first, it's just so much build up to before that ending. You kind of like just want to like be at that ending right there before all that build up because it's
Yeah,
like a build up I think to like a twist and like it was not necessary to have that much time for a build up for a twist and the conclusion to happen of that movie.
yeah,
Have you seen the sequel to it?
yeah. That one is not. That one's worse than the first one.
I haven't seen
It's
it yet.
it's been a minute since I've watched it, but like I said, I'll rewatch any movie, to be honest with you.
So,
Oh,
what is your next one, Lyndsey?
My next one is Tahoe Joe.
Is that found footage?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was just a Bigfoot movie.
Well, if you would watch
And
them.
they're
Anyway,
great.
it's about a filmmaker in a green beret, and it's a Bigfoot story, aka Tahoe Joe, and they set out to find their missing friend, to find out what happened to him, and they think that it's Tahoe Joe. Um, This one you should really watch, and I'd like to mention that Dylan Brown, the filmmaker, he gives acting roles to military veterans and first responders. So there are definitely parts where the acting is not the greatest, but once you know that, I think it makes both Tahoe Joe and Tahoe Joe 2 both very special. And we are all three looking forward to Tahoe Joe 3 for some personal reasons. But yeah, I
Gang,
really
gang.
love both of these movies. And if you haven't seen them, I think you should check them out.
I definitely want to check them out. Like I'm thinking, even though I haven't watched a lot of found footage, like before going to this episode, but just
Hmm.
like for some reason, liking like cryptids and like old like folk tales of like
Hmm.
Bigfoot is very like I really like this stuff. It's very fascinating,
Me too.
and finding out now that this is a found footage along with a Bigfoot movie intrigues me even more to just like probably watch these two tomorrow back to back.
If you have Found TV, which is free to download, it's just you get ads in it. They have the Tahoe Joe Ultimate Edition, which is basically 1 and 2 together, so you don't have to
Yeah.
switch. It just
Yeah.
goes boom boom, and
That's
it's like
actually how I watched them.
That's cool.
it's like 2 hours and 30 minutes,
I
something
think
like
it's
that.
2 hours and 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, just a
Ian
little
talked
over
about
a
it in
couple.
his video.
Yeah, so
We love you,
uh,
Ian.
but they're both great.
So, Goops, what's your next one?
So I'm gonna go kind of. This one is lesser talked about. It's called The Sacrament, and it's a Eli Roth movie. He did a found footage movie, and it's about um, like a news. It's this group of people that go to this like compound because his sister, the main guy's sister, joined and she's gone missing, and this was the last place that she was kind of known to be at, and it's like in this big like parish area. It's like their own little compound, but the deeper they go in and the longer they stay trying to find his sister, they realize that it is a lot deeper than they think. And if you like cult shit and like just how terrifying human beings can actually be, this is one to check out. It's more of a slower at the beginning because it's a lot of like interview type stuff and that sort of thing. But when it goes, and it's lesser talked about, like I said, and it's one of those that you should check out. And I believe, unfortunately, actually, it's on Peacock now, so it is available for streaming. But it is one that I highly recommend.
I haven't seen this one, but is this off the Jim Jones case? Like based off of that?
I believe so. I believe this is the one.
Because I've seen the poster to this, and the guy on the front poster does look like Jim Jones. Like,
Yeah.
just the character self is. But I've heard like it's not like true to the story, but it's like sprinkling like stuff from the story into this.
Yeah, that's the one. I just double checked the the poster, and yeah, that is the one. And like I said, and it's like I said, I'm not the biggest Eli Roth fan, but that one is really good.
Okay, for my next one, I'm gonna go with VHS Beyond, the newest VHS movie.
I almost put that on mine.
So this is the only VHS movie I've seen so far, and these others better be good because this is a 5 out of 5. This is so good. You get so this one you have I think 5 segments in it. First segment starts out strong. Like Lyndsey, have you seen this one? Oh, do you like aliens?
Dakota, I am an alien. Go on.
This one is Evolved Aliens is so good. The first segment's good. All the segments are good. The best one is Fur Babies, directed by Christian Justin Long. And this is Justin Long, like the actor Justin Long who directs this. So good. Kate Siegel, Mike Flanagan's wife, directs the segment in this, which is also written by Mike Flanagan. Really good. It's not the best, but it's a really good directorial debut for a segment in this. Damn, this movie's just so good. At the beginning, it's just fucking gnarly.
Shout out to Fur Babies. Libby,
Yes.
you are a fur baby mama.
I may not have seen the movie, but I am a fan of Libby's. We are friends on TikTok.
She plays a good character in that segment.
And she's hung out in our lives with us.
Yeah.
So
I love the whole franchise.
I need to watch it.
Beyond is probably my favorite. It's like neck and neck between Beyond 2 and 1. Like those three, almost damn near perfect.
You're the second person I've heard that 2 is very good because I know Ian's favorite is number 2.
Dude, I almost told Lyndsey to watch that today. I was like, just go to number 2, but
it is on my list. I promise.
So, Lyndsey, what is your next movie on your list?
My next movie, I'm not sure if it's technically found footage, but Goop said it counts, so I'm going to say it counts. Skinamarink.
Yeah,
I loved found
footage.
Huh?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Technically, I think that is found footage.
Okay, so, well, like I said, Goop said it counts, so I was like, all right, I'm going to put it on my list. Typically, I like to go into movies fucking blind. Like, I don't like to know anything. But I would encourage you, if you haven't seen this movie, to do a little research on it. Watch the trailer, watch some of my friends' review videos. That's going to make it make more sense for you. Truly turn off the lights, make sure you're relaxed and comfortable, and like, just let this movie fucking happen to you. Because I feel like it's very polarizing. People either get it or they don't. And if you can feel this, it's absolutely terrifying. And I loved it. And like, I don't know. I don't know if it's would make like a favorites list of mine, but it is definitely special. I had such a severe response to this the first time I watched it that I had to take a couple of days to like process it. It feels very specific, like a distant nightmare. Like you've had this nightmare before, or something that you lived as a kid that you can't quite remember. And it's grainy and out of focus. And a lot of the time you feel like, am I just watching nothing? Like you get a little bored and like, but you're hyper focused on the screen because you're not sure if things are happening, because sometimes things are happening and sometimes you are seeing things. So it's a mind fuck, and it makes you feel like you're living inside of like this nostalgic nightmare that you had that you only kind of remember. So Yeah, that's not going to make any sense unless you have seen it, but you should go watch it.
So
Yeah.
think of this, like I haven't seen it. Like I own Steelbook. Not only it could be found footage, but could it also be analog horror?
Yeah, it's more like an analog horror, like supernatural kind of thing. But I look at it as with how it is, I categorize it as a found footage type movie because you're dealing with a lot of just different shots throughout the film that aren't your typical traditional film cinematography. It's definitely an exploration or an experimental film. That's
It
the word
feels
I
like
was
you're
looking
watching the
for.
B-roll from home movies.
Yeah, that's what it kind of gives you. And when I first watched it, I did the whole thing that everybody told me, turn off the lights, turn off your
Ugh.
phone, and
Mhm.
I was watching it and I'm just like it wasn't hitting for me. But I understand and I appreciate what they were going for with that, and you can appreciate a different viewpoint when it comes to childhood fears
Yes.
and whatnot. But I will say this, that fucking little play school phone,
Hmm.
that shot with the little happy face dial phone,
Yeah.
terrifying.
And
That
I
part is,
I am someone who I've had nightmares since I was a kid. So like this felt, I mean, I have full-blown anxiety right now just talking about this. It was an experience I don't know that I've ever had watching a movie before. So I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend if you can shut your brain off and let this happen to you. You'll be fucked up for a couple days, but you'll be all right.
Because with the analog type of horror thing, this reminds me because there's another analog horror thing that's going around right now around TikTok and the internet, and that's Asthma Ranch.
that
And
shit's
this
fucking
reminds
sick.
I really want to watch Asthma Ranch so bad. I think they're putting their full entire clips on TikTok now also to promote it.
Yeah, I've watched all the way through tape 8, and I
Nice.
think they're on 10 now, so I'm a couple behind, but they're only like 5 to 8 minutes a piece,
Mhm.
and a lot of it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, there's just a lot of like mystery in what's happening, and I think that's what a lot of analog horror does, because you don't get a lot, because like you said, you're kind of like watching the b-roll of a tape or something
Yeah.
like that, so you don't know exactly what's going on. But
And I think that is part of why I think you should do research on this movie before you watch it, because it's not real plot heavy. You know, a lot of times you are just kind of looking at a corner or like a door that's kind of open, or you're just seeing feet of little kids. So it is something that you have to kind of like know what's going on or be open-minded enough to be soaking in what's going on. So I'll stop now, but ugh.
You're good, Lindsay. Goose, what's your next movie?
so I have quite a bit that I could choose, um, but I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I am going to go with, I believe it came out in 2022, but it is called The Host, and it is a screen life style movie. So like what we're doing right now. So it's this group of ladies, and it's filmed through the pandemic. So it's all through the Skype call basically, and it is about a group of women, a group of ladies that they get online and they have like a seance kind of thing that
I
happens,
watched this.
and fuck, it is such a sense of helplessness and just fear, because you're watching this all play out just like how our little bubbles are on here.
Hmm.
And it's like if something happened to Dakota and he got thrown off the screen, you're just like, what are we gonna do?
Hmm.
And it just hits on that fucking level where it is terrifying. And it's so done in a minimum, and I guess I've said this word too many times, I think, but when it comes to found footage, I feel like it's a lot of minimalistic things that go on with it,
Mhm.
but with how it's done, and it can be so effective where it's so fucking scary. And
Mhm.
and Host is just that's one of them that just kind of throws you
Yeah.
for a loop.
I need to
We've
watch
had
this.
we've had a couple of moments in our TikTok lives where like in our group, one of us will leave the camera and we've been scared. Like Dakota has heard noises before and like scared the shit out of us because he'll just disappear. And we're like, okay, did the chupacabra and the Appalachians get to our buddy Dakota? Like, or
Right?
was Diablo able to defeat them all? Like, what's going
I
on here? Poor
I
Dakota
love
has lost chickens. Like, we've been through a
Yeah.
lot in our lives. So yeah, stuff like that is terrifying.
I love how all the time it's mostly me though. You guys are worried about when I go off camera. I
We
walk
are.
away. I can hear you guys. Where's Dakota at? Is Dakota okay? I'm
Or
thinking,
that one
yeah.
night we thought something happened to your parents. Like, that
Yeah.
was
It
scary.
was the damn chickens.
Those
And
damn
Goop,
chickens.
and Goops, I did not give the helmets yet for those damn chickens.
You need to get the helmets and they'll be fine.
Yeah. We keep trying to get Dakota to buy his chickens little helmets to protect them. And then I'm going to crochet little sweaters when it gets cold again.
They will have a fucking fashion show up there in the
Chicken
coop.
fashion show.
No, it's
Fancy
gonna be.
nuggets.
Oh my god! You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Chicken Run.
Yeah. You could call them fancy breasts.
Fancy breasts.
What the fuck?
Cluck, cluck.
Oh, okay. Is it my turn next?
Yes.
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay. What the fuck? So, I actually lied. I got 7 because there's a list. So, I got 4 more I want to talk about. So, for my 4th one right now, I'm going to one. I've seen the first one. Really want to see the second one. This is the house that October built. Is this
Okay.
is it that house or houses? No, the house is October built. This movie is about a group of friends trying to find the most extreme haunted house in the Halloween season. And this is the movie. This movie is the definition of fuck around, find out, because they fucked around and they find out. This movie is scary. It's terrifying. Um, it's it excites me a little bit because of not going to haunted houses, just but like the thrill of wanting to go and seeing people's reactions of haunted houses. You see that in this, but this ending went a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and I was not expecting the stuff that was happening in this.
Yeah, that's a good one. Both are good.
How you feel about this one, Goops? Like as a whole, though.
Dude, there I don't I guess I could say it because it won't give too much away, I guess. But when they are inside the RV, when all the friend groups asleep, and then the fucking yeah, you know what
Oh
I'm
yeah, I know you're talking about that.
yeah,
Shit,
dude,
baby, though.
it's so fucking scary. Like you're just like it's and that's why I like found footage so much because it puts you right in the driver's seat because you see everything, and then other ones you may not always you may see something that the people that are in the movie don't see, and you're just like, look
Yeah.
behind you. What you didn't see
Yeah.
that? And it's just, but yeah, that scene with the RV and they're sleeping and
Oh, that creeps me out right now. It's giving me goosebumps. And Bobby Rowe, the director, actually plays in this, so it makes it more terrifying when I think a director is in the film.
yeah,
Because if you go into this and you don't know if this is a found footage, like if you're not a horror fan, you kind of maybe thinking that this is real and that they're just playing this on the videotape just to
yeah,
release to the public. Have you seen this one, Lindsay?
definitely.
Mm-mm.
Goobs, I think this one's still on Shutter, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe they're on Shutter
Okay,
or
cool.
Prime.
Yeah, it's one of the two. So definitely check the. I need to definitely check out the first one, Lindsay. I need to still see the second one, but I've been
Yeah.
holding off the second one for way too long now. So, Lyndsey, I know you said you had 5. So, what is your last movie on your list?
My last one is Name the Demon.
Fuck yeah.
This movie absolutely fucking terrified me. Um, this is an exorcism film, so immediate yes from me. It's about a husband named David. He's seeking help to help his wife, Anna, who has been possessed. And this all takes place on one night. It's very low budget. It felt like watching maybe like the recording of a small community theater. Like it felt like you were watching a play. Um, but honestly, that made it creepier for me. Um, but in stark contrast to that sort of maybe cheesiness, absolutely every scene that Anna is in will scare the shit out of you. Like if the acting is bad, like she makes up for all of it. Like her own acting makes up for everybody else's lack of, I guess. Um, it doesn't reinvent the wheel. I mean, it's an exorcism movie, so I mean, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. But if you are a fan of that kind of film, I think you'll enjoy this one. Short and sweet.
I, I like how it was shot. It's shot as kind of like a one take,
Yeah, but
uh,
yes.
continuous shot where he follows. They arrive, they meet the husband, they meet
Hmm.
Anna, and then you know subsequently all hell breaks loose
Yeah,
within it, and then it has an ending that I was just like, holy shit.
yeah.
When I won't say it because I don't. Did you see this one, Dakota, yet?
So, I was going to go. I had the screener for this one. And when I was going to watch a review, the hurricane hit us. So,
Oh,
Oh
I
shit.
was not be able to. So, I still haven't seen it at all.
I'm
Okay, it's
scared.
on Tubi right now, so
Hmm.
it's definitely there. But the ending, when you finally kind of everything kind of comes clear, it's just like holy shit. And yeah, the lady who played Anna definitely carried that movie
Yeah,
for
absolutely. I
sure.
mean, she's terrifying.
Yeah, and when Dakota sees it, there's a specific scene that always sticks out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always scared of like levitating feet, like
Mm.
that part, that
Hmm.
like just seeing just like feet just kind of hovering and gliding, and it's gross. And that there's a specific part in that just it's so good. It for being such a micro budget film, they filmed it in the
Yeah,
guy's house
yeah.
when his wife was sleeping in the other room,
Hmm.
like so it just for what it is, I fucking loved it. So,
Yeah.
great pull.
But to use the word again, the minimalism of it, like that lends to the creepiness. The lighting is really creepy. Um, yeah, it's a good one.
Definitely.
So, for my next one, which is my 5th, so, but I'm going to do 7. Um, this is Milk and Cereal. This
That's a good one.
movie is made by Curry Barker. Him and his friends do like YouTube shorts, like two YouTube, yeah, a lot of YouTube like shorts and like comedy skits. But they wanted to put a found footage film out. This is 62 minutes. Lyndsey, have you seen this one? This is available on YouTube, so it's easy to access. Um, it's terrifying. It's I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not literally gonna say anything about this except that a birth a crew has a birthday party for their friend and extremely goes wrong. That's all I'm going to say. This movie, Curry Barker is the director and he acts in this, and I like all the acting performances, but he gives the best one out in this movie. And it terrifies you. There's some jokes in this, but by the ending, I was just left in awe and my jaw on the floor by the time you get to the ending of this. Goobs,
Yeah.
are you who found this first?
Which came first, the
I think it
chicken or
was
the egg?
I think it was Brian, because Brian made the video, and then I saw Chuck's video, and then he tagged Brian. So then I think it was Brian. Brian Fierce Ghost is the one, because he's the found footage guru.
Yeah, guys, if you need any found footage, like if you've seen all the movies we talked about, if you want to go found footage, go follow Brian, um, or go listen to the Dark Screen Society, because I know they do an episode also, and he talks about a lot of found footage on that episode. But he, like Goop said, he is the horror found footage guru of out of all of us on Horror Talk.
Yeah.
But
So
so Lindsay's done her 5. So Goobs, if you want to add 2 more, where I'm doing 2 more, you can.
I mean, I can just kind of throw some that kind of blur the line a little bit. They're not horror, but they are found footage, so it still counts within the realm. So one of them is Chronicle from 2012.
I love
That
Chronicle.
one, it's so fucking slept on. It's like a group of teenagers, and one of the group of friends is like really a severe outcast, and just kind of just the incel kind of the group. And then something happens, and they all start to experience different powers. Um, and this guy who's been picked on and just shat on his whole life decides to do stuff with his powers. And it just, I won't go too much further into it, but it's so fucking good and so underrated. And it has that sci-fi superhero kind of feel. But like I said, it's all done in found footage. So that one, definitely check out. Unfortunately, it hasn't been streaming in a long time, but it's still available for video on demand. Um, Another one, you want me to throw my other one in there, or you got?
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about Chronicle real quick.
Hell yeah!
So this was my, let's think, 4th ever movie I watched in theaters. This one we were looking
Oh,
forward to for so fucking long. We saw the trailer and everything. This movie, the cast had a at the at the time it was like some unknown actors. These actors are well known now. This stars Dane DeHaan, like Tasm, Harry Osborn from the Tasm movies. Michael B. Jordan is in this movie. This is before Creed. This is before his Black Panther blew up, like Creed, all that. Michael Cayley, who plays CJ in Dawn of the Dead, greatest character arc of all time, is the father in this. I didn't even know that. This movie's so good,
yeah.
and I wish there was a sequel. But Josh Trank, I heard, is his biggest piece of shit ever. So I don't even know if this will actually ever get made. The sequel will to this.
Oh damn. Yeah.
So Goops, if you want to go to your next one.
Another one that I know a lot of people have heard of it, but it's still slept on, and I want a sequel to it so bad. It's District 9. And that's the director who's going to be doing the Starship Troopers reboot.
Okay.
Neil, oh God, I just blanked on his name.
Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah, Blomkamp. This one is it's a sci-fi film, and it touches on a lot of like socioeconomic classism on there, and it's just so well done, and it touches on a lot of things, and it shows just so aliens come down, and they're a part of it, a part of the earth, but humans being humans, They think, oh, you're different, so we're going to put you over here, and you're just going to survive in this area, right?
Mhm.
And then a newscaster that I think he's a newscaster, but he goes and like they're trying to evict him, and they just treat him like shit. All of a sudden, he gets like infected per se and starts turning into one of these things and starts seeing what it feels like to be these creatures. And like I said, you get this socioeconomic classism demeanor with all the tones on there. It's just fucking great. And it's so well done. And like I said, it's has a mixture of found footage within it. So I'm counting it. Plus I just want to say I want a sequel to it. But
Nice.
check that one out if you enjoy. I know you like aliens, but
Yeah.
this is a different style of aliens.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to check it out.
So is that it for you, Goose, for your movies?
I mean, I can just throw out just a couple rapid fire. If you haven't seen Wreck, it's a Spanish language film. That is one of the best found footage and one of the most scary found footage. Follows a newscaster. They're at a firehouse. They get a call to go to an apartment building for some sort of disturbance / outbreak. But when they get in there, shit starts to pop off, and they lock the building down. And it is there's a scene involving an addict that is one of the scariest, heart-pounding scenes that I've ever seen. But it's so good. Don't let the subtitles scare you. Watch this one. It is so good. There is the American version it's called Quarantine. So it's got that same, but it's definitely not. Watch Wreck if you're going to watch it. That's one as my favorite. Ganjiam Haunted Asylum is another one. It is a group of people. They go into this. They're documenting and like doing like a reality kind of show, going into the one of the most haunted asylums within the area. And there's some imagery in there that is just fucking terrifying. And it does get a little shaky at times, so definitely be warned on that. But the ending of that, nightmare fuel. So, and I'll stop there because, like I said, I got tons of them that I could talk about, but just a few rapid fire that definitely would be on the top of the list if you're going to want to jump into found footage.
I would like to say before you go any further, what I like about found footage is that you mentioned this before. You're more in the driver's seat. You're experiencing it. I'm someone I loved reading Nancy Drew. Like I'm a murder mystery girl. Like I like to be a part of it, and you feel like you're getting all the information and not just being told information from other people. It's like you're experiencing it yourself, and that's what really appeals to me about it.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. It's like I said, it's my favorite subgenre, and like I said, you'll get more bad than good within the found footage, but it opens the door for such great. Oh, how can I put it? It opens the door for such great experiences within a film because you can experience things for front and center, and it just, I don't know. I'll go to found footage anytime I can.
Did you ever mention that Dorothy Bell was found footage?
Oh yeah, What Happened to Dorothy Bell? I just watched that for the Unnamed Footage Festival, and look out for a release date on that. There's nothing yet, but that movie scared the absolute shit out of me. Again, old people, terrifying. just it's so good, and it's so great because that one deals with a lot of different. And another thing that I love about found footage, this one does a lot of different styles of camera views. You have webcam, you have security cam, you have camcorder, you have a lot of different ones all in the same movie and edited so smoothly that you get a lot of different viewpoints within the film. And it makes it even scarier. But what happened to Dorothy Bell was top notch, in my opinion.
Okay, so my last two I got, the first one I have on here is the Blair Witch Project, the original. This movie, very terrifying. Like, a lot of people don't like it now, and I just don't get the hate because I know this movie's 26 years old. Good grief. It's still terrifying. I knew it was more terrifying when it was released because, like, they were basing this whole entire thing off a true story with the marketing of the missing posters. Like, they didn't have the cast till, like, the interviews, like, after the movie was released and everything. So everyone thought that people actually went to Maryland in the woods and was killed by a witch. But some people like know the lore of that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this movie's not good." Like, I knew the lore and I watched it. I'm like, the end. Like, you both have seen this, right?
Long time ago.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have watched it, but I feel like I was a teenager and I was making out with a boy during it, so I do not remember much of the movie.
I'm just gonna say the ending shot of where the guys like turned around.
Look in the corner.
Yes, terrifying. And you hear the girl screams when he's trying to find her. It's dark. It's the most scariest shit. Especially living where I live, that could happen.
Yeah.
But then my last found footage movie, which is my favorite found footage movie of all time, and that's The Taking of Deborah Logan.
I knew it.
It's so good. Goobs, what's your slogan?
Old people are terrifying.
It's like, Lyndsey, have you seen this one?
Mm-mm. It's on my list.
Oh, I really wanted to ask
Shocking.
Goobs. Can you turn your
Plug
voice?
my ears.
Okay,
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but
Earmuffs.
I just want to ask you, do you understand the ending?
like I said, no. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, but go for it.
So you know how she takes the little girl, and
Yeah.
the little girl like is all healthy and everything. Then Deborah's like health is winding down. Did they switch souls? Is Deborah and the little girl?
That, you know what? I think that might be where they were going to take it, kind of like an open ending, an open ending where you can you choose kind of what the ending was. But I think that they switched with the whole, because I think they switched.
Because
Like I said, it's been a while since I I need to rewatch it for sure. I'm trying to go off memory.
Because it's so weird because the whole entire movie is about the guy trying to like switch souls with a kid, and and the ending says it like it was never the guy, it was actually Deborah doing it the whole entire time, and this is actually what she got to be younger again.
Yeah.
It's the smile of the end when she looks in the phone in the camera and smiles.
Yeah.
Creepy. I had to actually like rewind. I was so confused. I actually had to rewind it and play it. Lyndsey, you're good.
For those of you who weren't watching the video, I had my ears plugged that whole time. I'm scared to get the giggles.
But this movie is absolutely terrifying from beginning to end. This shows you the deterioration of a older person with dementia.
Yeah.
And not only it could be like a possession movie, but also just to see the dark side of what you have, like what people go through if they have a family member or a parent that has dementia, because you see Sarah's daily life of taking care of Deborah. And with this crew of college students coming in and filming this whole process, and they're just filming this process to show the deterioration of a person with dementia and how they live and how the people are helping. They don't know that they're getting to one of the most craziest, batshit, scariest things they're ever going to deal with.
Yeah, it's definitely one to put on your list. Can I
This is
throw
on
one more
Tubi.
out there?
This is on Tubi, isn't it?
Do it.
I think so.
So, Lyndsey, you can definitely watch this.
It's on my list, I promise.
It's very good.
I might watch it tonight.
I got one more, and I'd be remiss if I didn't throw a horror comedy on this.
Hit us
Chad
with
Gets
it.
the Axe. Chad Gets the Axe from 2022.
I haven't
So
seen it.
this is an influencer horror movie. So it's about a YouTuber and three other groups. So it's a total of 4 social media influencers,
Mhm.
and they go on a live stream at the Devil's Manor, and
Spooky.
they're going in there to kind of show that it's all fake and whatnot, but it's the home of an old satanic cult.
Hmm.
But what the best part of this movie is that when you're going through and watching the live stream, you see the fucking comments scrolling on the side, and they're the most hilarious part of this movie.
That would be
And
funny.
the performances are great. You have some genuine creepy moments, but then it's all broken up by the lead actor, and it's just fucking hysterical, but also creepy at the same time. So that is one, if you're just getting into found footage and whatnot. This one doesn't go too hard, and it's more comedic, but this one is one of my all-time favorite found footage films.
Nice.
Now I'm done.
Okay. So, Lyndsey, before you close it out for us,
Mm.
I'm just going to say this. Guys, we might be on episode 19, and I say this every week, but we are going to ramp up everything from now on. The social media is going to get ramped up. I got clips running through my head for this episode right now that you guys will be seeing. Promotions will be earlier now for episodes, so
Yeah.
we can get the word out. So definitely go follow our social medias down below. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. If you guys are listening to us on here, hit that subscribe button. If you guys just want to stick with the episodes, we're gonna have clips. Also, a lot of clips on here. And just stay tuned because there's going to be a lot of stuff that I've been planning that I will mention to you too later on that I got in my head for this podcast. We're going to get this podcast out there. We're going to be, I'm not going to say the best because we got friends with other podcasts. We're going to be in the top 3 of all time for horror podcast. Because we're going to help other people because I know we're a single podcast, but I want to not only help like people's movies get out there, I want to help our friends out
Yeah.
because I think because I know Goobs, me and him listen to the House of Ghouls and the Dark Screen Society every week, even though we do horror and gore. So I want because I would love to get all of them on here. I want to push their podcast out. So you guys haven't yet, go subscribe to them either on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you listen to. Definitely go listen to their episodes. They release their episodes every Mondays. We're release our episodes on Tuesday. So if you guys are want to save those episodes and when we come out, just have a triple feature of all of our episodes each week, do that. But definitely be locked in and stay tuned every week because we have some great fucking content coming. But Lyndsey, you want to close this out real quick?
Yes.
I do. You guys, thank you so much for listening. To piggyback off of everything that Dakota just said, because I was going to literally say all of that, we all have really big personal goals that we're trying to hit. Goobs and I are both in the 900 follower range on TikTok. We're both trying to hit 1,000 this week, so we can host our friends. Shout out to Chef. Shout out to Colby, Ian, Shane. We love you so much, and we are so proud to be a part of this family with you. And to piggyback off of what Dakota was saying about we want to promote other people. If you are a creative person in any way, if you are a weirdo in any way, please come sit with us. We want to hang out with you. If you are doing something creative, tag us in it. Because we want to share it. We aren't just trying to promote ourselves. Like, we are all about being the island of misfit toys, and everyone is welcome here. So I will personally be crocheting every single night on TikTok Live, and I really want to hit my goal. So I will. I'm not sure what the boys will be up to this week. We've all kind of been busy with our own personal projects, but I will be there, and I would love to see you in the comments section. But yeah, just we love you, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
But before we head off, I want to say one more thing.
Okay.
For the guest wise, we're going to be getting a lot more guests on. We're going to be getting a lot more filmmakers on. That's the one thing I want. So be tuned for a lot of filmmakers, because
Yeah.
I got a couple I want to get on soon. But guys, with that being said, see you guys next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.